Hey, Meet Cute listeners. We are Likewise, a recommendation app for TV shows, movies, books, and podcasts, used by millions of romance fans just like you. Everyone has a romance trope they can't get enough of. Whether you're into dark romantic fantasies, enemies to lovers, or slow burns, you can discover more of it on Likewise. You can search for specific genres, tropes, or themes and instantly get recommendations picked specifically for you. Download the Likewise app today.
Oh, this is all gonna come back to bite you in the ass, Claire.
I don't understand why you keep saying that. Maybe it'll actually be good for me. Isn't that what you've been trying to help me find? Like someone who's good for me?
But you're not showing him the real you. You're giving him some edited version of yourself, and that's not sustainable. Right, Tony?
As usual, my beautiful wife speaks the truth.
You guys are gross.
And how much longer are you gonna stay in our guest room?
Okay, that was a low blow. You know I've been looking for a place.
Well, I'm sure your joblessness isn't helping you get any approvals, huh?
Claire's credit score hovers in the low 500s. Not irreparable, but below a landlord's ideal score for renters.
You can stay as long as you'd like, Claire. Sasha's just getting frustrated that you're directly working against your own best interests.
I don't need you to speak for me, my love.
Of course not, darling. I'm just trying to help Claire see where you're coming from. And to reiterate that I share your opinion.
I appreciate the clarification and your intent.
I appreciate the deep love you have for our family, which lives at the surface and core of your being, even when you're frustrated.
I'm sorry, Claire. I was being harsh.
Mwah.
I can't even with you people.
This is what it looks like to trust your partner unconditionally.
And to have perfectly harmonious communication styles.
It sounds to me like you're both acting the way the other thinks you should. How is that any different than what I'm doing with Bennett?
It's entirely different.
I mean, once we read each other's files, we knew the challenges, the messiness, the things that have gone wrong, and how we reacted.
But your files weren't, upsetting. What could possibly have been the challenges you found?
Sasha had to read about the loss of my cat.
His hairless cat. I mean, the fact that he had a hairless cat in the first place.
Claire's file lists a number of short-lived fish among previous animal companions. There was debate about whether to include the pigeon that nested outside of her old Bed-Stuy apartment, which Claire fed corn chips for several months.
She just passed when Sasha and I were matched.
And if I hadn't seen that first, I might not have understood precisely why he was so down on our first date. Tony might have been too shy to bring it up. I mean, a hairless cat.
She even brought me flowers.
I mean, hairless cats are objectively freaky, but that's a beige flag at worst.
Bad is relative. One person's red flag might be someone else's green flag.
Okay, whose green flag is fired by her ex-unboyfriend boss? Whose is impulsively broke her lease? Whose is indefinitely crashing at her cousin's couch with no money, no prospects, and a burden to her family?
Well, when you put it that way.
Have you reached out to Lauren yet?
Well, it just hasn't felt like the right time.
Claire hasn't communicated with her sister Lauren since Lauren's birthday in September, 2 years ago. Likewise, Claire's last contact with her brother Ethan was on his birthday in February. Claire's profile describes their relationships as cordial, never explicitly unfriendly, but lacking the warmth and play typical of good sibling relationships. This may be attributed to both of Claire's older siblings' studiousness. Neither Lauren nor Ethan were known to sneak out of the house or skip classes, or at least neither of them were caught in the act as often as Claire.
You have to give her the chance to be a better sister if you want that kind of relationship with her. You have to be vulnerable.
You have to give her a chance to be a better sister if you ever want that from her.
Oh my God. Were you always this annoying? Seriously, I know you have a lot on your plate, and Tony and I are here for you no matter what. But if you really want to build a new life and move forward with Bennett, then you have to start rethinking some things.
You say that like I've already made up my mind about Bennett.
Haven't you? I mean, he's your soulmate, but do you like him? Or do you like the idea of who you've made him think you are so much that you're falling in love with your fake self?
My love, you are so wise.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out, okay?
You're never going to find out if Bennett really likes you if you don't give him the chance to know how great you are.
He's still getting to know me. It's just like a better me. who wasn't responsible for a line of EMTs at father's daughter. So what? What's so wrong about that?
Oh, nothing serious, huh?
Shut up. He sent me a voice note.
Hey Claire, sorry if it's weird to send a voice memo. I kind of hate how texting gets rid of all the nuance of someone's voice. It makes it impossible to... Anyways, I feel like I haven't been clear, but I would like to see you again. That is, if you're able to take some time off from that big secret project.
Oh, Claire.
But if you do have some time, maybe this weekend, then, let me know, and we can see each other. You can pick the place this time. I guess if you're already back in Chicago, then I hope you had a nice flight.
Well?
So I guess he doesn't mind the version of me he's seeing, then.
It certainly doesn't sound like it.
Just be careful with his feelings, Claire. And with your own.
The second date has been studied by psychologists at the National Soulmate Database. Before the release of the algorithm, psychologists identified that the perceived favorability of a partner after the second date was a much more significant indicator of future compatibility than the same metric after the first date.
It's so funny, real New Yorkers never go up on the High Line.
Oh, come on. It's such a textbook New York date.
Oh, so this is a date. I wasn't quite sure when you replied to my voice memo with the text, KK sounds good. You spelled good G-U-D.
I guess I was looking for a shorthand for platonic socialization between two soulmate matches.
Well, that's a mouthful. I'm glad, if I'm interpreting correctly, that it seems like you also enjoyed spending time together the other night. Or at least that I made it through the next phase of the serial killer test.
Most researchers, myself included, believe that the second date is usually more successful because there are fewer pretenses, a lower state of anxiety, and more fluid conversation.
You know, my cousin, she won't stop writing me. Like about this and about seeing you again. She and her husband, they're soulmates, obviously, and she's trying so hard to get me to buy into it all.
Ah, so you were coerced into seeing me. Oh. Blink twice if you need help.
No, I mean... I think she just really wants to believe in the soulmate thing to, like, justify her own relationship.
How so?
Well, like, Sasha and Tony, my brother and sister are like this too with their soulmates. Everything is so intentional. They're all about radical honesty and, like, empathy exercises and the stupid stuff. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, it's not stupid if you're into it, but I'm like, it, like, all sounds so obvious. Like... Everyone should be doing this automatically, and I'm just the dumbass who will blow it. Shoot, okay, there I go again, that pesky negative self-talk. I'm actually doing these, like, positivity exercises right now to hone my self-love.
Really?
But, your patients, they must, like, talk a lot about the database.
Oh, of course, yeah. Everybody has complex feelings about the database, even my clients who are already matched. It's not like relationships become conflict-free just because they're soulmates.
But I mean, isn't togetherness and happiness kind of like the point to the whole concept?
Well, togetherness and happiness aren't necessarily the same thing. Conflict is a type of togetherness.
Do you judge your patients who believe in the database?
It's not my job to pass judgment on who they are or what they believe. It's my job to help them feel heard and stop repeating harmful patterns that might be getting in the way of their growth.
Isn't that just a fancy way of saying what the database already does, though? Without the price tag of a psychologist visit attached?
I suppose that's the way of looking at it.
Okay, you want to know about my siblings? You know, if you had read my file like a normal person, you'd already know all this stuff.
Isn't that a thing that people talk about on dates? Or platonic soulmate walks? Or whatever this is.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, first is my sister Lauren, and then Ethan, and then me. I've been told that I give very youngest child energy.
Though there is no true diagnosis for the oft-touted youngest child syndrome, youngest siblings are often described as freewheeling, attention-seeking, or coddled from consequences.
But, yeah, I mean, we get along fine, I guess. I mean, we're not like the best of friends. I get on way better with my cousin, Sasha. She's the one I'm staying with right now.
Where do your siblings live?
Ethan's in Boston, and Lauren finished medical school and moved back to our hometown just outside the city.
Here? So she's close. Have you gotten a chance to see her yet?
Well, yeah, we've got something in the books. What about you? Family? Siblings?
Well, don't you already know about all these things from my file? Or have you now joined me in abstention and tossed off the trappings of algorithmic love?
No, I kind of thought that since you don't seem to be into the files, that you might like telling me better yourself.
Huh, that's true. I'm an only child, 2 half-siblings, but we don't see each other much.
Oh, no wonder you're so weird.
You know, I didn't mind it. I was a bookish kid and somewhat of an introvert, so being alone more often suited me fine.
And you grew up in Chicago?
Yeah, right in the city, not too far from the lake.
Are your parents still there? Are you guys close?
They are, and they're divorced, which I'm sure you read in my file.
Yes, I did.
So I'm reasonably close with each of them as an individual. We did the split weekdays, weekends, holidays thing, the whole 9 yards, but we're not particularly close as a unit. It's one of the things that I liked about Marie's family, actually. They're all super close. It's very endearing.
Are you still in love with Marie?
No. Well, I mean, I'll always love her to some extent, but I haven't been in love with her for probably longer than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, I understand. Is there anything I can do?
It's not your job to manage my emotions.
No, sorry,
No need to be apologetic. I mean it. I enjoy your company.
You are, like, absurd with emotional intelligence.
Occupational hazard, I guess. And this is my elevator.
This is a very thorough tour.
It was installed in 1949.
Should we have taken the stairs?
Maybe. After you. Take your shoes off here, if that's okay. And, yeah. This is my apartment.
Well, I guess that tour was shorter than advertised then.
No, there's not much to show, I guess.
Aw, don't get all shy. It's like right out of a West Elm catalog.
Thanks, I don't know. I've lived here for the past 3 years.
Did Marie ever live here with you?
No, we were long distance after college. Still so weird to hear you talk about her. You've never even known her.
I'm sorry, I can stop. I don't
No,
I don't
it's
have
fine. I prefer that we're open about who we are.
Of course.
Do you want anything? Let's come sit on the couch. We don't have to hover in the doorway. So, yeah. This is where I live.
It's really nice. This is a great neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I was able to find this. I'd been subletting and apartment hopping the whole time I was in grad school and doing my internships, and this was the first place that really felt like it was mine. And I was home.
That's a really nice feeling.
What's your apartment like?
Oh, you know.
No, come on. You're so descriptive. Paint me a picture.
Okay, well, my apartment in Chicago, like, isn't... It's not really where I want it to be yet. But I'm hoping I can fix that this year.
What are you trying to fix?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's like what you said. I want a place that feels like home. That feels like I can stay and be settled. Not like too settled, but, like, be peaceful, if that makes sense.
Of course.
You really never read my file?
Nope.
Okay, and you've never really even looked at your own file?
I mean, sure, I did when I was younger. Years ago, but once I got deeper into my training, I realized how antithetical to human nature it is to try to algorithmize love.
Really? I feel like it's the most human thing ever to try to optimize everything.
But what single algorithm, no matter how complex, could really encompass a whole person? Could predict a whole future?
So you don't believe in science?
No, of course I believe in science. I just believe that there are some phenomena that can't be explained through an equation. They're unpredictable, complex, nuanced.
Isn't that the problem?
I think it's part of what makes them great. Plus, the longer I've been a therapist, the more I really do believe that it's deeply important for a person's self-expression to be central to their introductions of self.
I'm sorry, can you translate that?
It's good for people to have a say in how they're perceived by others.
Do you really think so?
Of course. We all contain more than a file could show.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. I should probably tell you something, Bennett.
Oh?
It's... when I had your bag for the night, I kind of opened it, and I saw a couple of your things, and I know that that is such a violation of your privacy, and that's just not what I wanted you to think of me. And to be honest, I know that you would never have done that to me. Not just because of your file or anything like that, but because not a single one of my contents was moved a centimeter, and I definitely checked for that. Sorry, I'm the worst, and you can kick me out if you...
Stop. I'm thinking, is all.
You're mad.
I'm not mad. Arguably, it's very reasonable to have opened a piece of luggage that you accidentally took home. Couple that with the curiosity sparked by the soulmate thing.
Actually, I have a question. Sorry.
Oh?
I also saw this really little stuffed dog, and I'm dying to know his story.
Oh no, you saw Ruffles.
Ruffles?
Yeah, you know, like rough Ruffles.
Oh my God.
You know, I can't even tell you how grateful I was to have him back home. We've never been away from each other for so long.
But you didn't look in my bag then.
No, I didn't look in your bag.
So you're just a better person than I am.
No, Claire, I'm not. But I have to have earned a few questions of my own, right?
Uh-oh.
Did you find anything else incriminating when you were violating my privacy?
Nope. Nothing more exciting than the dog.
Okay. And let's say I had looked in your bag. Would I have found anything incriminating?
Huh?
I mean, it's only fair I can ask, tit for tat.
I mean, nope. Like, pretty boring stuff in there. Toothpaste, shoes, socks, bras.
Oh, maybe I should have looked then.
What? Bennett, you dirty dog.
No, Mr. Ruffles is the dirty dog. I'm just a simple man. You still haven't given me a clear answer about how long you're planning to be in New York.
Oh, have I not?
Not to my memory.
Right. Well, I've got work, of course.
The graphic design firm.
Yeah, but now they're letting me work remote, I guess, indefinitely.
Ah.
And I guess I was feeling, like, restless back in Chicago, like something wasn't quite perfect, and so it's not like anything is really set in, like anything. But I guess I'm looking for a change.
Well, New York City is a wonderful place for change.
You think?
If not here, then where else?
I mean, I guess that's true. Not that I'm, like, making any kind of rash decisions. That's not who I am.
No, not at all.
Well, am I going to see the rest of your...
I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, you're right. I should leave.
No, I didn't mean to push you out.
No, you're right, though. It's gotten later than I thought. Good company or something like that.
Right.
My cousin Sasha, she'll be expecting me. And I can't stay out too late on a school night.
Should I walk you out?
Can we see each other again soon?
Yes, please. I'd like that.